I could not be prouder of the work on these bills with some amazing pro-life legislators and advocacy groups. And taken together, the bills demonstrate a clear commitment to families throughout the state and begin to build back the culture of life that I believe is slowly eroding from our state's cultural discourse. So I'll go a little more in depth on a couple of the bills, and then we've already heard some on the others, and happy to take questions. So Senate Bill 343, it has always been the pro-life position to protect the life of the mother and her unborn child during a pregnancy. Though I join many others in saying that the current laws in Wisconsin already provide for safeguards, pro-abortion groups have sadly sowed doubt on the matter. Whether you say you are pro-life or pro-choice, I think we can all agree that clarity is a good thing. This bill provides that clarity by stating that medical procedures of an early induction or cesarean section performed due to a medical emergency, the removal of a miscarriage, or the removal of an ectopic, anembryonic, or molar pregnancies are not abortions. However, in all of these cases, a physician must make reasonable medical efforts to preserve both the life of the mother and her unborn child. Pregnancy is a miracle, and every life from beginning at conception is a gift from God. But we don't live in a perfect world, and we have to face that things can go wrong during a pregnancy. This bill would affirm that in that event, Wisconsin laws protect the medical professional, the mother's life, and of course the baby's. The other one I don't believe Amanda touched on was, or maybe she did, for the pregnancy resource centers. We all, I believe, have PRCs in our districts, and I think a lot of us here in this room are very familiar with them, and they really do some phenomenal work, supporting those families that choose to carry through with the birth of their child if they're not prepared. I know in my district, specifically in Rice Lake, I attend their annual banquet. They raise hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, provide a home where a brand new mother can stay for up to 3 years for free with her child while they develop that relationship and you learn how to become a parent. I'm still trying to figure out how to become a parent and to get financially stable and to be independent. So that bill specifically offers grants of $1 million to be spread out through pregnancy resource centers across the state. It would be distributed through the Choose Life Wisconsin plate program that already exists. The idea behind that is that there's no overhead. They already do the job. They already have contact with the resource centers, and they already provide checks, $70,000 a year from the pro-life plates that people choose to purchase across the state. Donna also mentioned the adoption bill part of this. You know, as we talk about supporting families, making sure that they have the ability and the desire to carry these children forward, there are going to be some people that don't think they're ready. And so I think all of us in this room probably know someone that has either tried to or began the process once or has adopted a child. It can be very lengthy, very expensive, and I can't think of a more loving action than being willing to raise someone else's child. And so I think the state should absolutely reaffirm that commitment for families. And so it'd be a $10,000 grant to those that go through with adoption, and it is for Wisconsin families adopting Wisconsin children. And then the last bill that Representative Snyder already touched on would be extending the existing tax credit exemption for children in the womb. So I have 2 boys, 2.5 and 9 months old, and I can tell you that our expenses did not start once the child was born. So as you continue to prep and prepare to bring that life into your home, those expenses start very early. So if we are going to recognize and have that exemption for children that are born, we should also recognize that those children in the womb are expensive and that they have value in their children as well. And so we want to extend that credit and actually increase the existing credit. So for everyone that already has children, it's an increase in the exemption to support you and your existing children. And it's also an increase for those expected families that may not have a child in the same calendar year that they find out that they become pregnant. So with that, again, I just want to reiterate, and even for those that find themselves on the other side of this issue, I would just say to try to at least take away the partisanship and look at these bills on face value and say, what do they actually do? It increases resources for families. It creates clarity in the law. It helps families adopt children, and it extends tax benefits for families again. So I would just say that remove the partisanship from this and realize that this helps families. And I think both sides of the aisle truly do want to do that. So thank you for your time, and be happy to answer any questions.